Welcome to our historic tour of Chasing Lincoln's Killer. We have arrived at our first stop of the tour. Here's the presidential box where Lincoln was assassinated. If you look very closely, you can see the ghosts of Lincoln and Booth in their eternal struggle. Very quiet, don't you think? What a horrible tragedy this was. You see, this was the very first assassination of a U.S. president, and it occurred at a time of mourning when Lincoln was needed most. This place will always be remembered as the place where one of the greatest leaders in U.S. history was brutally murdered. Also, on this balcony here, as Booth fled, jumping onto the stage, he broke his ankle, causing one of the greatest weaknesses of the manhunt that ensued.
Stop of our tour. This is the bridge where Booth cleverly sneaked past the guards, out of D.C. and into Maryland. He was able to do this because he beat the spread of the assassination. Let's take a look at his conversation with the guards.
Who goes there?
A friend.
Where are you from?
From the city.
Where are you going?
Down home, down in Charles County. This was a critical spot in the manhunt. You see, if Sergeant Cobb had not let Booth pass, the chase would have been over far before it had even begun.
Welcome to our third stop on the tour, Dr. Mudd's house. This was an unexpected stop for Booth and Harold because it was only necessary because of Booth's broken ankle. After Mudd helped Booth get back on his way, he was wrongly convicted and sentenced to life in prison. Eventually he was released, but on his deathbed he confessed that he had known that he was helping Booth the entire time.
Potomac River, where through many failed attempts and misguided directions, Booth and Harold managed to cross it into Virginia. About this place by a man of the name of Captain Cox. He told them about a fella named Thomas Jones because he was one of the only people who could help them get across the river. Thomas Jones was an ex-Confederate and had paid for his service dearly. He had lost over $2,000 the Confederacy owed him and had been in jail for many years. The river helped Booth greatly because it kept him one step ahead of the manhunters following.
Here we are at the final stop of our tour, the Garrett Farm. This is also the most important stop of our tour because this is where the great manhunt came to an end. At this spot right here, John Wilkes Booth was shot through the neck by Union soldiers after Harold surrendered to the Union Guards.
You coward!
I surrender.
Useless. Useless.
This ended the greatest manhunt in U.S. history and will forever be remembered by the citizens of the United States of America. Thank you for coming to our historic tour.
Critical spot in the manhunt. You see, if Sergeant Cobb...
Dang it, Joseph!
What? Spot.